Girls of St. Patrick's, I've got another tutorial for you. I've seen some of your maze games from before, so well done with that. So this one is going to be the classic game of Pong. Now, Pong is one of the first games that was ever made, but we're gonna make a new version of it. So go ahead and log in, and we are going to go to Create, like so. Now we don't. Hang on, thinking about it. Good. Right. So we don't want our scratch cat. What we want is 2 sprites. Okay, and we're going to get those from our sprite library on this occasion. You don't have to. You can draw your own ones if you want, but they have them anyway. So we need a ball, and we also need a paddle. If you go to the search bar and just type just PA, you should see it just here, paddle. Okay, so what happens in this game is the ball bounces around and you have to hit it with the paddle. Okay, you can control the paddle. You can do it with keys. Some people do it with keys, but I think the easiest way to do it is to have it follow your mouse pointer. So get the green flag when green flag clicked. And this is a really simple script. Forever. Motion. Go to. It says random position at the moment. But what we're going to do is we're going to change that to mouse pointer. So what should happen now when we click the green flag is whenever we move our mouse, the paddle will go with it. All right, and the aim is that the ball is going to be bouncing around the screen, and you have to hit the ball. The idea without making it, without letting it, should I say, come down to the bottom here. So right, that's that script done. Okay, so what we need to do now is make our ball bounce around like I've done earlier. All right, so if you go, I'm going to have the 2 scripts. I'm going to have the script here on my screen, but I'm also going to be flicking back and forth and showing you how to do it. So now we need our ball, and we need to go to events when green flag clicked. Now we've got this one here. We've got a go to here. Now you don't have to copy these numbers. What you might want to do is put the ball. Let's stop the script first. Put the ball in the middle of the screen where you want the ball to start. All right. I'm going to go to. Now the coordinates, if you like, for go to, wherever you move that ball to, you'll notice, he says, the numbers change. Okay, so if you want your ball to start there, put it there, and you're going to get your go to. Stick it there like that. Okay. Next one, we want point in direction of 45 degrees. So it bounces off at an angle rather than just go straight down. All right. Now, 2 ways you can do it. You can either type the number in, or you can click here and get this kind of clock type feature here, and just move it around so it says 45 degrees. Next thing is we need a forever tab, which is under control. And we need if on edge bounce, which is under motion. So that one, you don't always see it when you first click on motion. You've got to scroll down a little bit. If on edge bounce. And then we need to select the speed of our ball by getting on the move tab. So it's going to forever move 10 steps. So at the moment, if I do that, it moves quite slowly. If you want it a bit quicker, you can go 20. Depends how hard you want your game to be, really. I think 15 is quite a good number. Okay. So now the only thing at the moment is the paddle doesn't do anything no matter what I do. So we need to make it bounce off the edge of the paddle. So we need this little script here, which is going to be a new event, green flag, events, forever, if, oops, this and that, sensing, touching, paddle. This is where it gets a little bit more complicated. You want to make it turn And for this next bit, we need an operator down here, green one. Click on the operator, pick random. I can't remember what I did for my one. 160 to 200. So that's the angles that the ball is going to bounce off at. Now you can change those if you want. You can make it a wider bounce, but I found 160 to 200. So 160, 200 works quite nicely. All right, so that's the angle in which your ball is going to bounce off at. All right, we want it to move off in that direction. So I'm going to go to motion. We want to have this one again, move. And we want it to have the same speed, otherwise it will bounce off slower than when it starts. Okay, so let's have a look then. Green flag clicked. What should happen is, wait for it. There we go. It hits my paddle and it bounces off at a random angle every time. Okay, now if this game is too easy for you, you can play around with the values. Like for example, you could have maybe a wider angle here, or you could have more steps to make it faster. Entirely up to you. All right, now, oops, does occasionally get stuck like that. Now, that won't be a problem in a minute because we need our background. If you want, you can choose one from the library, the background library that is. So everyone goes for this one, but I'm going to go for this one, Nebula. Looks pretty cool. Right, now I'm going to change this backdrop ever so slightly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get a red line and I'm going to put it at the bottom of my screen like so. All right, we want to make sure it covers a whole of the bottom of the screen like that. Just doesn't have to be thick, just needs a thin red line along the bottom. So what that is going to be is our no-go zone. So we don't want we're trying to avoid the ball hitting the red line. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go back to our ball script. I'm going to have another event. I like to have separate events. You could all put these under one big long tab, but it gets a bit confusing. So I like to have separate events. And we're going to go control forever. If sensing touching, this time I'm going to pick this one. Touching color. No, it's not the color we want, so we need to click on that color. Click on this tool, which is called the key tool. And we're going to move our mouse over here to the red line that we want to copy the color of, just to make sure we get exactly the right color. And if I've done this correctly, we need to put stop all in there. So if touching that color, the game's going to stop. So there we go, it stops. So I've made it really difficult, maybe. There we go, right, I'm in the game. Okay, so that's what we can do. Bounce the ball off there, and then, oh dear, I missed, and then it stops the game, okay? Now, if you wanted to expand on that, there's another game that I remember from my childhood, which was called Breakout, which was a similar sort of game to Pong. But what it had is it had bits for you to kind of collect, if you like. So what you could do is maybe pick another sprite at random like this. All right. And what we could do, make it a bit smaller. 50, like that. So what we could do is to win, is you've got to collect all of these buttons. So what we're going to say is, when green flag clicked, control, if, oh, one thing I forgot, always forever, and always show at the start. So show is under looks. So when a green flag clicked, show forever if touching the ball looks hide. Alright. You don't have to do this bit. This you would have a perfectly good and enjoyable game without this bit. But I just thought if you want to, you know, if you want your game to be a little bit more exciting to play. All right. So what's going to happen now is, if I can do this without losing my game. Come on. Hopefully you're better at playing games than me. So what's going to happen? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what happened there was my button there vanished. My ball hit it. All right, when I start the game again, it will come back. So what you could also do is we could add a variable. Nice and easy. What you do is you go to the variables down here. And we go make a variable, and we're going to call it score. Now I know I'm going really quickly with this, but remember you can always pause the video and go back and watch a bit again if you miss what I'm saying. So we're going to have score, and we're going to say, we've got most of the script already here, if touching ball, hide, but also change my variable by 1. My variable score. Right, so yeah, got to get back in time. So hopefully if I've done this correctly, and the problem is I'm not very good at the game. Hopefully you're better at games than me. But what's going to happen is when I eventually win, there we go. Okay, and as you can see, I've got a score there. All right, so every time you hit the button, you get a score. Now, you've already done your script for the button. So if you want more buttons, let me stop the game. We can right click and we can duplicate it. All right, and then we can duplicate it again, and you can duplicate it again, and then you can duplicate it again. All right. Now, you might want to space these out along the top. You can have as many as you like. I'm just going to have these 5 here like so. Now, the most important thing is you need to make sure that your blocks have a good starting position, okay, that these are all in the right place. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to motion, and we're going to go to. All right, now as you remember me saying at the start of the game, that this go to, wherever you move your sprite to, this go to will change itself, yeah? So what we're going to do is we're going to say go to that position for that one. Next one, same thing again, just get that, drag it to underneath the green flag. Same again for that one. You've got, unfortunately, there's no easy way of doing this. You've got to do it for all of them. All right. Okay, all that ensures is that your blocks aren't going to move. So hopefully, ooh, I got 2 straight from the word go there. That wasn't very good. I'll tell you what might be a better idea. If you stop your script, and maybe if your ball's starting position, maybe if we put it in a different place. Yeah, let me get rid of this a second. So we want it really, we want it, let me stop the game. We want it to start below these, otherwise it's going to take them out before you've even started the game, which won't be very good. So there we go. I'll fix that problem now. There we go. Let's give it a try. Well, same thing again. But you know, it's not perfect, but you can play, have a good game. You can get a score. What I'll do is I'll make another video of where you can expand on this and you can create different levels and things like that. So, but there you go. That's a basic Pong game. Well, it's Pong, and it's also another game called Breakout, which is some very early computer games that we had when I was a child. So, see how you get on with that. Always message me on Seesaw if you get stuck. Also, I would love to see if you complete making a game. I would love to see what you've done. So please send it to me either as a video or as a link on Scratch, what you have to do is you can share it. If you share it, it will create you can link me to the game. So you copy a link to your game from here. Okay, so you get your link and you'd right click and you'd go copy like that, and you'd send me that. And if you shared it, then I can see your game. All right. Okay, boys and girls, stay safe, and I will see you hopefully soon. Take care.